2 more days till Madden 24. So right here where we got this website, I'm gonna say it right now, link to it's in the description if you want to go right to it. Basically this website, Mudleaks posted it. Shout out Mudleaks, you already know. They posted this website and literally it has basically every single ability for Madden 24, and it gives you a description of the ability. It says how the ability will work, and it'll also tell you how the ability will like not activate in some situations. We're gonna go over some abilities that I thought were reasonable to kind of go over, and you know, the biggest thing is, for example, right in Madden 23, a casual player never would have knew how short in and short out elite work. Now, basically what this website does is you have an understanding of how abilities like that will work. For example, zone KOs and man KOs, you'll understand like what depth of yards they'll activate at. And like I said, we're going to go over a couple of abilities and you'll see what I'm talking about. First ability right here, deep out elite. How does deep out elite work? You throw a pass on the sideline, it'll light up and it'll give you a better catching boost. If you look at all this stuff right here, I know it looks really weird, and never look at this top part like for the ability. Look at this part at the bottom part, so where it says uses AI to enhance deep out ability. That's basically the part where it explains what is actually going on. And at this bottom part right here where it shows activation conditions and deactivation conditions, it basically explains to you how to get the ability to actually light up, and the deactivation explains to you how the ability will not light up, what scenarios could happen to where it will not light up. And this the top part, attributes, it basically explains kind of how the ability works. So for deep out elite, for example, right, to get it to work, this condition activates when the player has a certain number of yards past the line of scrimmage. So you're like, okay, obviously it's not like, okay, I throw a 5-yard hitch and it's going to light up because I threw it on the sideline. No, it has to be a certain amount of yards. And if you're wondering how many yards, they do say it. This condition activates when the pass is over 19 yards. So essentially 20 yards. You get to 20 yards, a deep out elite will work. Obviously, there's some situations where it's not going to work, and these would be these. The receiver is in the middle of the field, deep out elite will not light up. This one I found is interesting. So it says if you throw it to a receiver that is basically double covered and it's not one-on-one, the deep out elite will not work. Now, I think it's actually always been like that. I don't really use, you know, catching abilities. I use route running abilities, but I think it's always been like that. Basically, it just gives you a breakdown of things like this for every single ability. Now, I honestly don't think I saw any new abilities. Maybe I missed something. For KOs, for example, right, deep out zone KO. So a lot of people, right, when Mudleaks tweeted that thing out right here on the screen, he tweeted out basically how abilities will sometimes work and they sometimes will not work randomly. So a lot of people were like panicking. They're like, is pass to elite just not going to work sometimes? The gunslinger, hot route master not going to let me hot route? No, basically what it was really talking about was mostly the things it was talking about was mostly KOs, and it was actually also talking about like secure and edge protector and edge threat and edge threat elite. Now we'll get to the secure protector and edge protector and, you know, the D-line and offensive lineman stuff. I want to talk about the KOs real quick. Basically in Madden 23, right, you damn near had to have like 5 yards of separation in order for KO to not break that thing up. What I've seen from Madden 24, and I've watched a ton of gameplay because people are streaming this thing on Twitch like crazy. Somebody streamed 6 hours worth of gameplay today, and I consumed I'd say 3 to 4 hours of that thing. I've seen a lot of gameplay, and I've got to see how KOs work and things like that. And this year, like, if you've got to step on a guy and, like, you know, you catch that thing, like, you're really catching it. From what I've seen, KOs do not look as crazy at all as they were in 23, which is a good thing. Nobody liked KOs. Basically, right, so deep out zone KO, it basically tells you how much it'll light up at. So this condition activates when the pass is 19 yards to the line of scrimmage. Obviously also has to be on the sideline. That's the good thing about this site is you can see what depth, you know, KOs will light up at and things like that. And it also doesn't matter what zone you're in for deep out zone KO. Like you have to be in zone. Like you could put a 30-yard cloud flat out there and it'll still work as long as he gets past that 19-yard depth. And it's pretty much like that for any zone ability. They just basically have to be, if it's deep out zone, they have to be on the sideline past 19 yards. If it's a mid zone, they have to be in the middle of the field. And I think it's like 9 to like 21 yards in the middle of the field for mid zone. For the next ability I want to look at is edge protector. So I talked about a little bit how edge protector sometimes will work and sometimes won't work. If you read this right here, it says grants the offensive player an improved chance to block non-engaged defensive move super wins. Grants the offensive player an improved chance to increase resistance versus non-engaged pass rush moves. So the biggest key word is improved chance. There are times that it might just straight up not work. Now we don't know if this is 100% facts. The reason why I'm even saying this, but so before I even saw this site and I read this stuff, I've heard from people that have played the game and people closer to Mud Leaks where they're like, okay, there's a chance where sometimes secure an edge protector might not work. We're not 100% sure. And now after reading this, I could believe it a little bit more because it's just the little keywords they say: chance, an improved chance. It doesn't say it's 100% guaranteed. So I don't know. I find it a little bit interesting. You take what you want from that. And it's the same thing with Edge Threat Elite. Like, Edge Threat in the past, right? If you were going up against a guy, for example, that just did not have like a edge protector or a secure protector, right? He was just butt naked. He was going to light up every time and shed the shit out of him. And maybe that's how they want to kind of have it to where sometimes edge guys could go crazy. Let's say, for example, let's say Edge Threat Elite lights up. This play, it's going to light up, and then on that same play, your secure protector didn't light up. Obviously, it's going to get instant shutted win because basically how the game is, if you got a secure protector out there, it's shutting down every single pass rusher no matter what. Obviously, sometimes he'll still, get to the quarterback, but it's not going to be instant sheds. I don't know how to feel about that. I don't like the randomness about that. Now, we don't know if this is actually how this is really going to play. We're just all we can do is speculate right now. And we're honestly not going to know until more abilities like this even drop into much. So it's all speculation right now. If we look at the fast break ability, I just thought some of the things on it were a little interesting. For the attributes part, it says ignores penalties related to acceleration, ignores penalties related to change of direction, ignores penalties related to speed, and all of that right there kind of gives me like, honestly, almost kind of like a human joystick vibe, because it makes it seem like you could just kind of turn and move however. Running plays, block shed, initial timer penalty, ball carrier auto wins when pushing the pile. So basically like fast break, I don't know, it sounds like a little, I've used it a little bit last year. It just, all it really did was give you better blocking. But this year, it looks like how fast break works is that your quarterback almost gets like a human joystick type vibe. And I guess the blocks are also a little bit better with it. That's what I took from that. You let me know, but I mean, it sounds pretty good. It sounds like how fast break used to be and how they also made it this year, and they kind of combined it, which is funny because I think I said that in one of my videos. I was like, this is how fast break should be this year. So fearless is another ability that I think might have kind of that aspect of where sometimes it'll work and sometimes it might not work in the and honestly, technically, if we're being honest, it's actually been like that the last couple of years. Like sometimes you'll be in the pocket because fearless only works in the pocket. Sometimes you'll be in the pocket and you throw it, and you still get under pressure. Like sometimes that legit happens. So technically, I guess that is one of the abilities that has that random aspect to it. But for sure it's like that because it says it right here. Grants the quarterback an improved chance. See, once again, that's the key thing. Improved chance. I don't know how to feel about that. I feel like if I put an ability on and this is what it's supposed to do, then it should just be, that's what it is. So we got a flat zone KO right here. Basically, I just wanted to show you. You can see the depth at when it lights up. This condition activates when the pass being thrown is 11 yards or less. So from 1 yard to 11 yards, flat zone KO basically it's basically like a short route KO, but for zone coverage. Obviously also outside the numbers. So yeah, like I said, you can look at the man KOs and the zone KOs, and you can see the depth at which they will all light up and where they will also light up. We got inside shade right here. I kind of just wanted to show it. Obviously, we all kind of already knew how this ability worked, but just even the description of it just sounds so crazy. Forces defender to win on the cutting animation. Forces defender to win on a counter move. Now, this is only obviously for moves on the inside of the field, not the outside, but like it's just that's just an insane, I feel like, ability to have on the field when you can already shade your corners to the outside, to the inside, over top, and stuff like that. I actually want to go back to Deep at Elite real quick. One thing I forgot to say about it, this is something new I noticed on it. Grants the receiver an improved chance to win on a cut move. In Madden 23, the only abilities that were legit considered route running abilities were Route Technician, Short and Elite, and Short at Elite. Deep at Elite and Deep in Elite didn't really have like, they didn't really do anything for like, they were just catching abilities. They had nothing to do with route running. If we read right here, it says grants the receiver an improved chance to win on a cut move. So what that lets me know is that Deep at Elite, so Short and Elite, I actually have it right here. We can look at it. It only works for passes from 1 yard to, I think it's actually 11 yards. It says 10, but I think it's actually 11 yards, right? So deep at elite, I don't think it actually show. Okay, so it does show the depth. So it would, I'm guessing it would work on passes from 19 yards to anywhere over that, like a route tech type thing. It kind of brings us to the discussion, you know, what really is the point of route tech, right? So if we go ahead and look at route tech, it says grants the receiver an improved chance to win on a counter move, grants the receiver an improved chance to win on a cut move. Now, I'm being completely honest with you. Like, I'm not an idiot or a dummy, but like, I'm looking at the pros and the cons of this thing, and I'll be honest, I don't know what the fuck I'm reading. It says indicates the current number of cut moves made by the receiver in their route during the play. That's the pro. Con indicates the total number of cut moves made by the receiver in their route. So, like, if you're thinking, like, do I just use route tech, right? Honestly, like, what I'm getting at is, I feel like they're trying to almost move away from route tech and make it to where, like, you have to put on short in for the short routes and deep out for the deep routes. Now, another thing, honestly, in this game is, we only ever needed route technician for man coverage, right? The only reason we ever used route tech was because of man. We needed to get separation in man, right? If you're going against guys running zone, then you don't really need those route running abilities because they're going to run the route how they run it. We used route tech because you needed them to get that. They needed to light up and get that extra ounce of separation away from the man. Oh, from what I've seen, man coverage doesn't exactly look very good in Madden 24. Press man at that. Now, obviously, you can mix it up and, you know, do different things, but I don't know. I just find all this a little interesting. You guys take what you want from it. Maybe somebody has the answer down in the comments. That would be great. But like I said, the link to this website is down in the description. It's actually called Abilities FYI. That's what it's called. So if you guys want to go check it out, you can look at every single ability. And it'll give you every ounce of information for that ability, which is good because we've needed this honestly the longest in Madden. Maybe some abilities that are just random as hell, you can finally get the answers to in there. If this video did help you guys, man, go ahead and drop a like from your boy. I'm gonna be getting out content every single day for Madden 24. Lots of gameplays. So I also stream over on Twitch. If you guys want to go ahead and drop me a follow, the link to that is in the description as well. If you want to try to stay up to date with any leaks and anything like that in general, we also have a Discord. The link to that is in the description. Honestly, just drop a like if you're ready for Madden 24, man.